Want to step into a purpose-filled life? Well, great. Then I'm going to go ahead and share with you a few things that I've done to find purpose and step into a fulfilling lifestyle. Join me. Fancy. Let's get it. Number one most important thing to realize is that purpose can be found in every now moment, in the very present moment. What this means is your current step and where you are in your life is always leading you to the next step, which eventually leads you to your purpose, right? Now, there is a Japanese term called ikigai, I believe it's Japanese, and it's essentially a plethora of all the things that you've experienced in your life, things that you've become good at, passions, excitements, joys, right? And through those things, you find what the world needs. You find what people want in life. And then you find out how they can pay you for it, right? Because you got to eat too. You got to be able to pay your bills and live a lifestyle you prefer. So you find out what the world needs, what the world wants, and what they can pay you for. And a lot of the times, it's associated with the things that you're most excited and passionate about. I know it may be a little funny trying to become, like an EDM producer or a DJ or an artist, because you're wondering, how the heck do you even start? Well, guess what? You just do. You just start. You start now. Because you're going to either start the journey now and get there eventually, you're not going to start and you'll never get there. Or there's another path, you start and then you give up. So it's you go all in on this thing that you're passionate about because you know you love it and you know it's needed. There's tons of new music coming out all the time. So having this realization that your unique voice, light, frequency you want to share with the world, your music, you too can play a role in what people listen to. I know I've had a lot of songs that have gotten me through emotional, depressive episodes in my life. Like one time, I even I was in such a bad place in my life. This is like 10 years ago, and I was going to EDM shows and stuff and having fun, and all of a sudden all this dubstep music just wasn't cutting it anymore. I was like, I'm sick of it. It's all the same repetitive nonsense. I mean, yeah, it was okay. And then I stumbled upon this artist, Rez, that a friend of mine showed me, and I watched her up on stage just tap in the air like she's casting a spell to her own music. And I'm like, oh, this is her music. She makes this stuff. Right? And it's because she knows where every single note is. Right? It's the maestro. And she ended up coming to town and I ended up going to one of her shows. First time I ever went. And that changed my life. When I was there, I heard this hype from a friend of mine and I was at the show and I was like, holy crap, this is Rez. These are sounds I've never even heard in my entire life. And it just was so beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I had just gotten started getting into some DJing. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to produce music. So I just, started talking about it. And eventually people just kind of told me about Ableton. And then one thing led to another. And I got Ableton and I started creating music. And you might hear my track Adore You either in the beginning of this or towards the end or at some point in this video. It is unfinished. I didn't know what I want to do with it. However, turns out it works good in putting into videos like this one. So it's funny how you end up doing things that build a skill of some kind. And you can mend and mesh it all together. As you build these things, this is what it means to find purpose. Is your current step in your life is to go towards the things that excite you. It's the toolkit of excitement. You just start heading in the direction of what's exciting you in the very present moment to the best of your ability until you can do it no further, then you simply just go to the next thing that excites you. You just keep dabbling and doing things to the best of your ability without giving up. Because I've done that, and I've become pretty great at making music now. Heck, I even DJ'd almost every weekend for about a year. You know? And now I've gotten back into more EDM production. I've evolved everything. And it's my biggest passion. Yet I was still wondering, how can I serve the collective and also myself? Because I was already doing a lot of inner work, watching Abraham Hicks videos, Aaron Doughty videos. And then eventually, you know, the right course came up and I was like, I'll invest in myself. I'll start a YouTube journey and provide information like this to others. And now here I am making this content, the same content I used to watch that helped me realize things in my life, especially when I was struggling, when I felt stuck, when I felt alone, when I felt like nobody understood me. Because here's the thing, a lot of people think they're just supposed to live a specific life, and maybe you do too. And you're just surrounded by them. None of them are breaking free of the matrix, right? And you know what's holding people back is fear. People are going to accept me, the real me. Imposter syndrome. Oh, there's already tons of people making music. There's already tons of people making videos. Who am I to keep doing this? You may have these thoughts. Those are fears. That's your ego. That's your ego trying to keep you safe in a comfortable, familiar place. Instead of stepping through the fire to the unknown where everything you want is. And the only way you're going to do that is by taking that leap of faith. Now, I'm not saying the Matrix 9 to 5, take the leap and quit your job. I'm saying take the leap of faith towards something that excites you. Don't jump off the cliff. Don't jump off the cliff if you financially will be destroyed if you leave your job, because that's easy. Your spiritual awakening coach says so. Right? Like, don't do that. Just start going towards something and watch as you keep going. Maybe you get sick of it. Maybe you find out you didn't like it, because that's part of your purpose too, to find out what you like and what you don't like in your reality. What are your preferences? What are you good at? What are you great at? What are you so deeply in love with you can't stop doing? And maybe it's time for you to share that with the world. So your purpose is always now. And that door will always open. That next step will always open. Every time you have that little hint of, oh, I'm excited about this, but it's like, nah, I'll take too much time. You're too old, blah, blah, blah. All these ego past beliefs keep coming up, these limiting beliefs that will stop you from entering through that door. Come up, it shows up. But the only way you can go through that door is you complete the step you're in. And sometimes that step is letting go of that fear and stepping into that freedom. And that freedom, only you can step through that door. That next step, only you can take. Nobody can take it for you. Just like when you go to sleep at night, you close your eyes and go to La La Land on your own. Nobody's going to sleep for you. Just like when you need rest, sometimes we get into a depressed state because we need a deep rest from this character we've been playing, because there's something more for us that we're in fear of stepping into, ashamed of, maybe even guilty feeling. If we do this, I'm going to have to leave people behind or let go of people because they no longer serve me towards this new journey, right? Because if you don't allow yourself to step through it, you're never going to do it. And worst of all, and I mean worst of all, you're going to stay in that depressed state where you're so sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're wondering what's wrong with your life and why you can't find your purpose. And what really helped me is just to start to realize that every now moment is a purpose, And it could be the purpose of you realizing it's time to start. You get to a point in your life where the pressure becomes so much and it's time for you to shine and become a diamond. And it's maybe this is the step you're in, is to realize that. And it doesn't matter how silly it is. Because now, again, I can put music in my videos that I've made. I'm about to start making meditation videos, guided meditations. I'm like, oh man, I don't have any music for that. And I don't want to have to deal with copyright. Wait, holy crap, I make music. Like, hold up. Super easy. Get a couple pads, maybe some angelic hums here and there. Doesn't have to be crazy, you know? So that's kind of the skills that you pick up, and then eventually you can make something so grand that it turns out better than you can imagine. But the only way you're ever going to get there, well, and the only way you're going to get there, not but, is if you start. And guess what? I also had to let go of people's opinions of me. My fear of what are people going to think. I also had to start letting go of, is my music good enough? Because I'm always comparing it to other artists. Are my videos good enough? Well, guess what? If you look at any of my earlier videos, there was a lot of edits, a lot of chops, a lot of cuts. I didn't have this like in the flow energy. You know what happened? The universe gave me the gift I wanted. To speak in the flow and just get going. Just hit record and go. All right, I am going to do some edits to this video. So you know what happened? CapCut decided to update, and well, I clicked update, and it wouldn't load any of my videos, because back then I was making them on my iPhone. When I transferred them over, they were so slow. All of a sudden, I could not edit. Like, I literally took me like 2 hours to finish one video. Just when I finally reached the point of editing a video, that took me like 30 minutes from start to finish. And I was just like, all right, so now I have to make long form or whatever content and just go on the flow and just maybe slow down, take it easy. And you know what? I learned that skill. Now I'm able to pause, gather my words, and really be in this energy that I wanted. And sometimes it may look like a challenge or a bump in the road is happening, and I was not happy with CapCut. I even sent them like, you know, messages, talked to people online. Voice crack. Smooth ASMR. Point is like, I was not happy about it, yet I looked at the benefit. What am I gaining from this? So as long as you can keep a positive outcome in whatever step you're in, you're going to expand. Just keep that in mind. But I too had hurdles to go over. And that's just part of the process. So be in love with where you are in the very present moment and just relax. Take a relax. Here, let me put a little pill for you. The relax pill. Here you go. Like it? Yeah, it's called take a relax. Just take a relax. And just keep going. All right, just chop at the tree 3 times a day, and then all of a sudden, eventually you have the whole tree chopped. All right? Then you get to choose what you want to do with that lumber. Make a chair, make a table, firewood. See how many different options you can go, how many different routes. But you got to start. You got to start hacking. You got to start doing. You got to start. Just start. You ever see that Shia LaBeouf video in like 2009 or whatever? He's like, just start, just do it. Bro was living in 2024. All right? It's true, just start. Start now. So I challenge you. Take action. This is your call to action. Start taking action in alignment towards what excites you in this now moment. And watch things unfold for you that you wouldn't have thought to be possible, okay? Now, I have plenty of other videos that you can look through my channel that may assist you in other areas. So, hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, and let me know how I helped you in the comments below. All right, much love. Bye.